Hey, get out of the way. Wow, that's a small plane. Hope we don't hit any turbulence. It'll be wicked. Wow.
All right. I'm going to be here a while. Look how humorous. Oh my God.
This is the Potomac River. Straight down the river, you will see the Washington Cathedral on the highest point up there. And they have the park and ride. Okay. Go back.
That's about the worst rendition.
I was gonna say, is this worth? I don't know if this is worth videotaping or not. Oh, really?
Oh, everyone has a book. I
don't know. We'll share.
17.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, we're not.
Okay, ready?
I think they're starting to get that.
You got a book.
I think they need some tempo stick on there.
I think Kelsey needs to look at it.
Must videotape every single thing. It's like,
It's gonna come back like 2 days worth of footage. All food.
I'm gonna video you before and then after you eat when you're. Chuck, I like your shirt, Chuck. That's pretty sweet. Jesse, are you hungry?
Hello. Come in. Have a seat.
There you go. All right. First come, first pick.
Hey. Yeah, it went on recorder. I was walking in. Excellent.
Amy, come
All I
sit
gotta say is I want a room.
Oh!
Still hurts me. Man, I got it already here. Chicken broth.
I have no idea where the rest of my delegation guys are.
Well, you guys kind of scooch up on the bed so everybody can sit down. You just don't get too comfortable. I don't want you to go to sleep and spend the night with me, Chuck.
Well, hey, you know, if you really need it, I'm going on the other side of that door.
Is there any way you could talk now? If there's any left over?
I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but there still is one. Did one person not?
All right, what does everybody have to say this morning?
I thought it was terrible. It's too early.
Tell us your troubles.
I didn't sleep.
Oh, that's really sad.
I ran into the wall, too.
Oh. Lauren, do you feel really sorry for him? Yeah.
Here, I'm taking yours. Too early.
I told people that we don't need to get our air conditioning.
Say something really good.
Really good?
Uh-huh.
Our room is falling apart. And I fixed it.
I don't know what to say. We're just sitting here waiting.
You're overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed by this gift. What do you think? Cereal process. Yes. Additives, not preservatives.
I don't think so. I think it's just letting do their thing as long as they're not bothering anybody, you know, like Hey. You guys, you're like right on the curb and like smile, okay? I guess. What do you do?
Whoa.
Did I push the red button? There's Linda returning from the Jefferson Memorial, which is right over there. There she goes, back to the bus. We're getting ready to leave from the Jefferson Memorial. Get on the bus, head to the Capitol building. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. Robert, you missed this thing.
Huh?
You intentionally missed the picture, didn't
walked
you?
out the street.
Make sure you take any pictures as we go through because we won't be able to return to any of these rooms. My name is Greg. I'm from Utah. I will be your tour guide today. I want to welcome you to the U.S. Capitol. This is the home of the legislative branch of our government. The U.S. legislative branch, or Congress, is made up of two parts. It's 100, senators. There are 100 senators, two from each state, symbolizing equality. Revolutionaries were serious in the win. This happened at Saratoga in upstate New York. Capitol, which we call the Hall of the House of Representatives, because it was built for the House of Representatives. I can't go and find that.
Hey, you're getting that down pretty good, aren't you?
You're practicing asking.
larger College Theater. You can tell it. Very large theater in stature.
What's around it?
Oh!
And his friend James Madison wrote, "A people who mean to be their own governors must arm themselves with the power which knowledge gives."
Hey.
Go ahead, Mary. Narrate mine
These
too.
people are not the people that the kind of people that I thought would be out here protesting. Most of these are youth, kids groups.
I know, they're like high school. I think there are Jews for Jesus here also. I wouldn't be surprised.
What is their sign saying? I want to know what exactly they say. Unless that's free to be roam around. This is where we were going to walk down to and meet him.
Oh my goodness.
Hamlet's don't know where he's going either. He's just out here with his lights on.
Okay.
Oh my, more and more and more.
They're still heading in there. Look out.
Well, it starts at 1.
So they got the city buses blocked everything off.
Ah.
Let's go to that. All right.
Let's go join them.
Okay, everybody look to the right. You can see the sea of people up on the Capitol. These are the protesters.
Yeah.
There's the 10,000.
10,000 nothing. You ain't see they still walking.
And look to the left, here's the mall area.
Can you move over here so I can get the room? Amy,
Hi.
you're a rule breaker. You're a rule breaker.
The Kiss outfit.
God is my co-pilot. Okay, go for it.
Now don't hurt yourself.
Gonna video the video. How many is that now?
Where am I?
It's hard to see, the sun's like glaring in my eyes. Chuck!
Oh, wait, Mr. Ross. Okay, he's lucky. Here he goes.
Whoa! Whoa, Nelly! Don't go too fast there. Don't speed up. Ski-ball champion. Vietnam Memorial at night. See what?
Vietnam.
You know? There's
Yeah.
no reason like my dad shouldn't have gone on to Ford.
Yeah, my dad.
No, they have.
Row, I think. There's Brent with his back to us. This is Row. Wayne and Andrew. There's Weston. There's Mrs. Raw. There's Josh at the Tomb of the Unknown. No, this is Kennedy's gravesite. There's Brent and Amy going down the steps in Kennedy's grave. You guys turn around here a minute. All right, we got you. Donna was getting my picture, so I'll get hers. They're on the stage of the amphitheater at the Tomb of the Unknown's soldier. Other people coming up there.
unknown soldiers. The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing. Thank you. Order. On. Forward. March. Ready? Hey. Pass. On your order.
Post and shoulders remain as directed. Order.
Ready? Hey. 3, 10. On. Right, shoulder, on. Hold. Right, hey. Forward, north. Charge. Halt. Fall out.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The ceremony that you're about to witness is honor replay from Flexible Southwest Public School. All military personnel in uniform will render the hand salute. And their hearts upon the command of President R. Thank you.
Present. On. Order. On.
It took shape in the form of a committee that met in the late 1800s, and then construction actually began in 1907. And it took 83 years for the cathedral to be built. It was originally thought that maybe this cathedral should be downtown in the center of Washington. But when this land became available, this was obviously the choice place to have it constructed. It is made entirely of Indiana limestone. There is no structural steel in the cathedral. And as I say, most of the limestone comes from Indiana. Why is limestone a good building material? It's very easy to cut. And then you have the rib vaulting in the ceiling. On the outside, you cannot see them. They are what we call flying buttresses. Flying buttresses are like huge bookends that tend to distribute the weight of a heavy structure such as this. It's estimated this building weighs some 120,000 tons.
So it's important to get the weight off of the roof and down on the side where it can be absorbed. The most important thing about Gothic architecture, however, is the fact that you can build buildings higher and you can make the walls thinner. So that when you make, they brought back a piece of moon rock with them, which is in the center of that large red circle. Now, why is that red circle, the moon, and the rest of those circles of a smaller size? Is because you're in space now, and you're approaching the moon, which is going to be the largest circle that you're going to meet. In 1968. The stones of the pulpit come from a place in England called Canterbury. The history of the English Bible is displayed around the base of the pulpit. This structure right here is called a rood screen, R-O-O-D, a rood screen. It is a divider between where the lady asked me, how long has it been open? We had our first service here in 1912, construction having been started in 1900. Limestone, and it took two carvers 3 years to carve that masterpiece. Everything was carved in place. What I'm trying to tell you is that none of the figures were brought in and put on pedestals. They were carved right out of that solid piece. Professional singers, women, men, boys, and girls that sing in the choir. The children are given consideration as far as their schooling is concerned.
Turns to Run-A-High at 85 degrees. Turns what? Run-A-High. 85 degrees.
Hello. Hi. You all look so nice. Are you having fun?
Oh, we're having a blast.
All right. Have you read the menu?
Hello. Well, it's currently 6:30. We have an hour and 30 minutes. So if we take one bite, in 5 minutes we'll be able to finish our meal in time.
And that's why you don't have to. You don't have to have.
Did you have a good meal?
I had an excellent meal. Let me tell you, that beef Geddes, oh, that was great.
Very
Potatoes
good.
were great.
Okay. All right. I heard there were a few that weren't real happy customers, but ours was good.
See, they were speechless.
Oh.
Hi, Mrs. Ross.
I could look right here. No, I won't do.
Okay, first get yours, right back here.
How's it going? Haven't seen any bad movies or anything, have you?
No.
That was a very firm no.
We just saw the theater.
Oh, all right.
Bad view. Mrs. Ross, are you having fun?
I'm having a wonderful time.
That is good.
Are you all planning more fun? Would you like to say something to the world?
Oh, it's everything I expected. You enjoy that? Chuck and I are going next time. Hollywood always takes more liberty. Is that right? Hollywood always takes more liberty.
This ridiculous t-shirt. Here he is, the leader of the pack. Okay.
Have you wear this.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Liz. Happy birthday to you.
Go ahead and stand up, Liz.
Okay, we're here to Cannon, and everybody's milling around, and we're going to take a bunch of pictures.
Down there as we came through, this didn't look very imposing. It was dwarfed by big round top.
Do you need a light to phone? Those stairs killed me.
I don't mind seeing that sitting over there.
Turn trip from Gettysburg. Kids sing to all be asleep.
They were all wiped out by Gettysburg. When you get back, I'll just pull out that slot there. Pull up the side.
Including was Chuck and somebody down the basin. I don't know who's Chuck. Who's by themselves there? A couple of our guys coming back. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's ours or not. I'd say. I think it probably is. Yeah, I think that's a couple of ours. But you never know. I'm pretty sure that's a couple of ours. Yeah, that's John. Ours out there. Coming home. Now, if you look across there, you see out there how far they can go, and that's about how far they went.
Yeah, that's Josh. There's Kelsey. That's Andrew. And Kayla. I think that's about the last ones to get off.
Andrew, the evil one.
Andrew was evil?
Yes, he's so...
In love, Christian love. You have to give the party that's been accused or whatever a chance to offer their side of the story. Because you don't always know. It's kind of like a court of law. That's what you have. Liz? Stand there. I want truth.
Okay.
Is this really your birthday?
Oh my gosh. I thought you might be doing that, but I couldn't say anything because if I was wrong, that'd be bad. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Liz. Happy birthday to you.
Here,
Was it?
We are at the end of the trip. Yes. Luckily, everyone's still alive. Way almost lost Weston. It was vomiting profusely today. Sort of.
I went Christmas break in summer.
What are you getting? I know what he's getting. I knew this was coming. This is number 30. I got the one eye. Chuck, did you enjoy it?
All right.
Was it worth it?
All right.
Okay. Heidi, did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Did you have a good time, Wayne?
I had an awesome time, Mr. Ross.
Are you ready to get on this?
I am ready to get on the Big Iron Bird.
The Big Iron Bird.
The Big Iron Bird, as long as it don't
Take
get struck
flight.
by lightning, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
I want to get thunderstruck. I saw that, Dina.
Thunderstruck?
Thunderstruck, can you get thunderstruck?
Did you have a good time, Dina?
Oh, yeah.
Do you forgive Andrew for his demerits?
Oh,
Here we are on the final leg of our trip. Everyone's still alive, sort of.
Mr. Ross's camera.
Jesse,
Yes.
got a picture of you with your mouth open.
Yeah.
Flies were coming in and out.
In the morning, the earliest flight we can get in the morning. Hey, Mr. Ross, are we buying pizzas or are you buying pizzas? We have no idea. We won't know until we get
Jesse had him on. Let's see if she got a prize.
Oh, wow. Your mom told me you always did that.
I can hold them. They just don't know I'm sleeping here.
Yeah, well, we don't know what we're going to do later, but just let them know that they need to be listening for future plans.
Here, let's go.
They will be a listener.
And Liz will be back with me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Linda, oh beautiful Linda. I don't know the words. When the moon shines up like a cacao shed, I'll be waiting at the door.
Sleeping on Night at the airport, April 19th, 2002, as you see on the auto date. Just below Lane's legs.
It is now 2:25.
Here's Andrew. Andrew looks very comfortable. He's sleeping in his greenish jacket on his reddish backpack. Sorrel has found the height of comfort over in the corner cubby of Cincinnati World Airport. You can have as many cafe lattes as you want. How many Cokes is that now, my friend? How many Cokes?
What?
What? How many Cokes is that? This half hour?
Moving into the south by Sunday. If you need more forecast, log in to CNN.com.
The unveiling.
We'll go look at news now. CNN Airport Network. I'm happy with it.
As you see, there is no effect. He is asleep.
Sleeping Beauty.
What is your...
What?
Doctor, what is your recommendation?
I don't know.
What is the prognosis on this creature?
I'm tired. There's no sleep.
I say we need to give... There's a surgeon over here. Jesse, that's you.
That's me.
Where is he going? Nobody knows. Very... Very...
I just dominated.
Jesse, that's on camera.
True.
Sad but true, my friend. It's like, Professor? These are moments to cherish. These are these are senior chapel moments right here. Don't you think, Mrs. Ross? Close up, extreme, close up, stretch. And it says stretch on there too. Stretch. Stretch. Jesse. Stretch. Jesse, you look smaller. Oh. How's it going, Paul?
It's good.
Did you get some good REM sleep tonight?
I got 5 seconds.
Both inside the ceiling and outside the ceiling. Because we have one MTS, we build the kind of colors, we follow the law in South Carolina, and we have the main side of the over there. Most of the paintings are finished colors.
Oh, you.
Good morning, sunshine. It says hello. Okay.
One funny memory was when we were on the tidal basin and we were doing paddle boat and we were kind of splashing each other. So I got this bright idea that I would use my water bottle like a super soaker. And Dina was kind of hot, and she wanted somebody to get her wet, so I started squirting her with the bottle, and she asked for more, but I think she got a little bit too much, because when she got off the boat, you could see straight through her clothes. And some of the
Well,
sponsors
thank you,
weren't too happy
Andrew.
about that, but they were responsible, and they got her a shirt, so everything was okay. And I think my favorite memory was probably at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I was lucky enough that I got drawn out of an ice pump to get to be part of the wreath laying ceremony. And the neatest part was that you see these guys out there, and they're all straight and they look like stone. But then when the guy came up to explain to us what we were supposed to do, he just kind of relaxed and leaned against the column and said, "Hey, what's up?" And he kind of talked to us, and he asked us if we were nervous. And of course we said yes. But anyway, then we just walked down there with him. It was a very solemn ceremony, and I thought it was neat that everyone took it seriously instead of being giggly, which I've seen that before. So everyone was very respectful, and the ceremony turned out to be really easy. And that was a neat experience.
One of my favorite memories, it's kind of funny, like we got in our hotel, and like in where were we?
Sheraton.
Yes, we were at the Sheraton, 4 Point Sheraton, Virginia. And it was a nice hotel, but they didn't keep it up very well, you know. So we all get in our rooms and stuff, and everyone's like talking about their room. Everyone had a nice room, except for me and Paul and Nate and Weston. We had like the worst room you could have had. We had, we got in there, and everyone piled into our room, and we were playing catchphrase and stuff, so it got really hot in there. And when everyone left, we noticed that it was getting really hot and it wasn't cooling down. We went over to check the air conditioner, and it was on, but it wasn't running. So we tried to mess with it, and we called downstairs, and they tried to come fix it, and they couldn't get it fixed. So Paul went over there and messed with it, and he fixed it finally, and it short out and stuff, so it'd work every now and then. So that didn't work, and then the drain on in our shower, it, like you push it down, and it'd go like that, and it'd go right back up, and it wouldn't drain. Our toilet clogged every time we used it. We didn't have an ironing board, and we really needed that because we needed to iron our clothes. The iron that we did have, that we used to iron on the floor, when you put water in it to use for steam, it just would leak water all over. You push the steam button and just spray water all over your clothes. You just get them all wet. So, and like a good memory about the ironing. Nate was using iron on our floor, and he was on his hands and knees ironing out his pants on the floor. And I was in line to use it next. And Josh Rao told me to just go over to their room and use theirs. So I go across, like they're next door to us. So I go next door and knock on the door, and I go in there. I get out the ironing board, and Justin's in the bathroom. He's getting ready, and he walks out. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm ironing my clothes." And he's like, "Well, you can't do it in here because it's too crowded in here." So he kicked me out in the hallway. So I'm ironing clothes in the hallway. That was kind of funny. But one of my favorite memories, like serious stuff, would probably be Gettysburg, because like we had to read the book Gettysburg and stuff, and that wasn't fun until you actually got to go and see it, and it really kind of came to life. We had a good tour guide who really told the stories really well and stuff, brought it to life. And my last thing, I got this little neat thing, and I'm going to play it for you because I like it a lot.
Okay, one of the funny things I remember was Heather and I we were trying to find a booth that sold t-shirts because she wanted to buy one. And so we were walking, and we were kind of by the Capitol, and this like blue SUV drives up, and it has like a seal on it that says United States Senators. And this guy that's like dressed in this nice suit gets out, and he like takes out like 3 different cases of beer, and he's like walking, and then these 2 other guys that are like all dressed up in suits come up, and they're like, "Hey man, how'd you know we were coming?" And they like go into this building, and we look at each other, and we're like, "There's our senators hard at work right there." And then another thing that was funny was I wasn't actually there, but just hearing Paul tell the story was funny. It was in between eating dinner and watching the play at our dinner theater, and Paul and Weston went down to the grocery store, and apparently some guy was like, okay, it was like where there's inside and outside, kind of with a gate where you can kind of see both. And some guy had this cart full of groceries, and he was like, Paul was outside, and he was like, hey man, can you move the bar for me? And so Paul was like, and so he pulled up the bar for him, and the guy starts running off. So Paul apparently helped someone steal a lot of stuff. And then one of the things that I just, not funny, but I liked was the illuminated monuments and stuff at night. And like the Vietnam Memorial, it was really neat to see. Like there was a huge wall. It was like a long, long wall, and there's like tons of names. And you don't realize. I mean, you always hear the number of how many people died, but when you see the names that are, they just take up like this much room, and they're like all over the walls. It's just like it's really touching. And then you see like some people have left some pictures of them, and you look at them and like there's this guy with his wedding picture, and it was really sad. And it was just really neat to see the whole trip, to see how God has really blessed our country and how He's worked through the different wars and things, and it was really fun.
One night I remember it, Bob called this disciplinary meeting because we were in trouble for something, and so we're all gathered in the room, and Bob kept talking about how usually we would handle this matter privately and take the people that were involved and handle it in a private manner, but tonight we're going to handle it in a group manner. And he asked if anybody thought that was unfair, and I thought it was unfair, but I didn't say anything. So finally he was like, we're going to have the accused stand up, and we're going to ask them questions and have them explain themselves for their behavior. And so he calls on Liz to stand up, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm rooming with Liz. Liz hasn't really done anything. What is this about? So finally he goes, Liz, is it really your birthday? And because it was on Liz's birthday. And it was kind of funny because we were all sitting there, and if you looked around the room, you could see everyone was all nervous, like, oh my gosh, what did we do? But it was just a joke, and that was funny. And then another thing I thought was funny, we had this hilarious bus driver, and his name was WC, but we called him Conway because he looked like Conway Twitty. And he made fun of me because I would always take all the peppermints, and it was just funny because I would get on the bus and I would take a peppermint, and he would give me one, here, just in case you have an attack. So, I don't know, he was funny. He would make fun of the tour guide, Cheryl, and that was funny. But as far as like things that are serious, I think the place that I really liked going the most was Arlington Cemetery, because it's really touching and humbling to be there and see the numbers upon numbers of graves. And it's just, you get out there and see all these people that have fought to give us what we have today, and they gave their lives for that, and it just makes you feel really grateful. And I really give the trip a lot.
Okay, one of my favorite memories was, I think it was the day we were supposed to be looking at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History and Museum of American History, and I had been there in January, and so had Chuck, and Lane was there with us this time last year, and so we'd already seen it, and we really didn't want to look at it again. And they gave us like 3 hours just to look at the museums. And so we went up and we saw the Hope Diamond, and then we looked at the ape exhibit, and then we got kind of bored. And so we remembered that our favorite fountain, which I coined Liz's Fountain, was just like right next to the Museum of Natural History. And so we left the museum, we went over there, and it's right in front of the National Archives building, and it's this huge, huge fountain. And you can put, like, everyone just sits around the edges and puts their feet in, and I'm getting a nasty look from Mrs. Ross right now. And that's what we did. We just sat around for about an hour to put our feet in the fountain and got burned, and it was really fun. And then, like a couple days later, me and Heidi and Chuck were at the Air and Space Museum, and once again, we've been there a couple months before. And so we went and we found a carousel right out front, and we rode the carousel for a while, and that was really fun with all the little kids. And but probably one of my favorite serious memories was when we were at Gettysburg, and when we went and we were standing on top of Little Round Top, and it was really cool because you can just see how, until you're there, I don't think you really understand what an advantage the Union Army had because they had the higher ground. And you can really see how they could just see everything that the rebels were doing. And you could see how the rebels would just crawl up, and they stood no chance against the Union Army, and it was just a massive slaughter. And it was really cool, and our tour guide was really awesome, and he told a really cool story.
Okay, and my best memory is at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and me and Nathan and Kelsey and Andrew got to lay the wreath with the soldier guy. That was really fun. And then the funniest memory is probably on the way home. We were in the airport and we all got a little delirious because we'd been in the airport for like 10 hours or something. And like Mr. Ross and a bunch of the guys stayed up all night. We're like taking pictures of all of us sleeping, and all the girls slept in a bar on a bench. So that was kind of fun. And then also we were all going crazy, and me and Charles and Heidi and Liz and Dina all started singing this really funny song, and we realized after we were done that we were singing it really loud and everyone was watching us in the airport. That was funny. And it was funny in the airport because me and Liz and Dina stole wheelchairs, and we went running through the Cincinnati airport, and then we found this big steep ramp and we got on them and we were going to race, but then me and Liz got out of control and we crashed into these windows on this bridge thing, and we were screaming. Then we hid the wheelchairs behind a bush, and that's all. Another funny one was when we were playing with a Frisbee outside in our hotel parking lot, and Dina went to catch it, and she wasn't watching what she was doing, so she was running backwards, and she went like this to catch it right when she turned around, and she hit our tour bus and like bounced off our tour bus. And she was like, oh.
She didn't slow.
And then she got this huge bruise on her leg, and then we started playing Frisbee football in the other parking lot at our hotel, and Dina and Charles were jumping in the air for the same Frisbee, and Charles kind of like knocked into her, and she turned around and she crashed into an SUV. And it was in the same night, and she bounced off the SUV and got this big bruise on her arm. So it was really funny.
Probably the nicest part of Washington, D.C. was probably the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. That was a really cool thing because I got to hold the wreath, and that was fun. And I liked the Smithsonian. Those were really neat to see. One of the neatest things I probably saw at those was George Washington's uniform that he had worn, his soldier's uniform. And so that was a really cool thing to see. As far as humorous things, our hotel room was probably humorous. It was peace. It was, I don't know, everything was broken. Clogged the John out. about every time someone went, we had the guy come up. Our air conditioning unit broke, so we called the guy to come up and fix it. He just kind of worked with it for a second, said it wasn't fixable, and said they were going to bring us in a new unit. Then Paul went over there and touched it or something and started working again. So they were, I don't know, I don't think they liked us too much because we complained a lot about our room. We went down to the front desk, or Paul did numerous times. We didn't have lights, TV.
How about did the headboard fall off?
Toilet. Headboard fell off when I was sitting there. Beds are a little weak. But all in all, it was a good time, good experience, made good memories, good times with the friends.
I forgot my memory. I know.
Well, I guess my favorite things like to see was like the Capitol was kind of neat, although waiting in line wasn't too swift. Our tour guide was a little dull.
It was his first rodeo.
Yeah, it was his first rodeo. But I just really like DC because the streets make sense and the stuff there is really neat. And probably the most humorous memory is just kind of a string of memories, hours really, of Mr. Ross not sleeping, late night delirium. He was quite humorous. I think he got maybe 10 hours of sleep the entire time we were there, if that. And so, all nighter in the Cincinnati airport, me and Mr. Ross and Stowe. It's good times. And that's the end of my story.
Let's see, we had many funny moments. And I was in the room with Nathan and Weston and Elaine, and that was the room that we thought was possessed, because nothing worked right. And I thought one of the funniest moments, other than everything kind of falling apart, was one day the toilet had stopped up again. So we went into our next door neighbor's room, which was Charles, Justin, Andrew, and Josh. And it was so funny because we knocked on the door, we opened the door, and they had the TV on. And we walked into the room, and as soon as we walked into the room, their TV shut off.
That was
And no one had a remote control, and that was kind of funny. So we just kind of thought it was our presence around the 4 Point Hotel that kind of gave it away. And let's see, well, we had so many different occasions. I think another funny time was Weston and I with our cameras. Kind of seemed like it was a game late at night in our hotel room when all the lights were out. We'd start taking pictures of each other with our flash and blind everyone. And one time, I was blinded for about 3 minutes. And he came up to me point blank range and went, shh. And my eyes were burning.
I'm walking to the door.
It was funny. But there were a lot more funny times, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And I thought Washington, D.C. was amazing. We went around and we were looking at all the names on the Vietnam on the wall. And it was very interesting because I actually found my name. It was a guy named Robert Jordan. So that was interesting. So I took a picture of it, but it probably won't come out. So that was very interesting.
Well, one of my greatest memories was probably prank calling people during the day and night. And that was awesome. We'd make noises and then we'd also laugh or scream or whatever we did. Yeah, scream. And then we'd just hang up and then people wouldn't know about it until we told them later. And then I liked going around in Gettysburg just looking at it, looking at all the monuments. And then the paddle boats were fun. We all thought it was going to be great. You get out there, then by the time you leave the dock, your legs are tired from paddling the boat. And then you just have to sit out there and burn. And then until Andrew came up with the good idea to start squirting people with their water bottles. That was great. And then late night delirium with Mr. Ross was great, especially in the airport. They never ended. And then one of the greatest games we had was a little Guess Who from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That was my game.
Yes, with this recycled parts or whatever it was. You're supposed to guess which one it was. We had many great games with that.
I can bring it.
Okay. Yes. One of the other great games we played was the movie game. We connected Judy Garland with Chris Tucker. It took a while, but we did it. It was great.
That was cool.
Yes. And those are my memories.
The things I liked best about Washington were the Arlington Cemetery, that was cool, and Gettysburg, I go around, our tour guide told us where all the battles took place and everything. It's pretty interesting. And then, well, one of the funniest things was, I was playing Frisbee, and Chuck, like, he threw it to Paul, he yelled his name, and I guess Paul didn't hear him, so he just, like, stood there, stared ahead, and, like, it hit him right in the face. It was so funny. And then, Conway was cool, our bus driver, he was the best. He was a funny guy, always made fun of our tour guide. And that's pretty much it.
I had a great time in D.C. Probably one of my favorite places to visit there were the Mall of Monuments there, like the Vietnam Wall and the Korean Memorial, the Jefferson and Washington and Lincoln Memorials. Those were all very, very profound monuments that touched me. But my favorite funny memories were probably the nights after we'd spend all day walking around in the 100-degree weather and 50% humidity. We're all dog tired. We're all sitting out there in the halls with less than 6 hours of sleep, and we're just having fun with the security guard they put on us. Right up and down the hall, just talking and chilling. Probably my favorite memory.
Yeah. I just have a whole bunch of memories from our senior trip, and some of them are about flying because this was my first time to ever fly. On our second flight, our connecting flight, on the way there, Paul was sitting behind me, and he made the comment that if you look over the seat, you can look at everybody's heads, and they're all moving in unison. You know, every time you hit a bump or something, everybody's head moves together. So I did that, and it was really funny. I don't know why, but it was. And then some of my other favorite memories are from, not necessarily favorite memories, but memories are from when we got stuck in Cincinnati. And we learned that you should always take deodorant and your contact cases and cleaner with you in your carry-on and all your medication, and that you should not wear anything on a flight that you're not planning on sleeping in. Anyway, those are just a few tidbits from our trip. I'm ready.
Go.
Okay. My funny memory. Wait, start over. Only look. Wait, look straight. Oh. It looks like one of those things. Okay. It really does in the camera. One night, in our anonymous room number, a woman by the name of Liz accidentally admitted to jumping on the bed when she's home by herself. It was quite embarrassing for her, I'm sure, because when she went to jump on the hotel bed like we did so many times, and she reached up and accidentally banged her wrist against the ceiling, she exclaimed, my ceilings at home aren't this low. And we said, Liz, how do you know your ceilings at home aren't that low? And she said, well, whenever I jump on my bed, I never hit my wrist on the ceiling. That was quite funny to the two of us that were there at the time. Tell me whenever you're done. Okay. There was one special night when we were going on the... Wait. Cut! One of my more serious memories was when we all took a trip to the Library of Congress. The walls, the art was impeccable. And then that time we took our nice little class. We were all growing so close to each other, you know, best friends like we always are. Our tour guide led us to Iwo Jima. It was a nice time. Very solemn, very serious enjoyment. And I'm sure we all got postcards. Thank you and goodbye. Look what we found in the camera case.
I think one of the funniest memories on our senior trip was when we were on one of the planes and I was sitting next to Lane and Weston. And there was a lot of turbulence because the weather was really bad. And the plane started bumping up and down, and I freaked out and grabbed onto Lane's arm, and I had my bag of pretzels in the other hand, and I sort of like dumped them all over Lane's lap and got salt everywhere, and he still bugs me to this day about, you know, how I dumped salt on him, and it was funny. Anyway, and then one of our the more serious moments, I guess, was when me and Andrew and Heather and Nate participated in the wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown. That was really cool. That was a very honoring experience. It was just really cool to be able to participate in that. And I thought our class just really bonded as a whole together. I got to know a lot of my classmates a lot better and got to spend some time with them. And it was just really cool. And that's it.